My girlfriend always loved to tell me, "You're too sensitive. You need to learn how to take a joke." After years of hearing that, I started firing back. Every time she humiliated me in front of people, I'd crack jokes about her cooking, her driving, even her career. And when she got upset, I threw her own line right back. "You're too sensitive. Lighten up. It's just a joke." That was the moment she realized she had created something she couldn't control. I'm 26. A guy sitting here wondering how my relationship somehow turned into a twisted experiment about double standards. My girlfriend, Vanessa, is 28. We've been together for 2 years. She's undeniably beautiful, works in fashion marketing, and has built this reputation for being brutally honest, something her friends seem to adore. The problem is that brutal honesty only ever pointed in one direction. At me. Started small. Little stabs at my expense during gatherings. She'd introduce me with a smile and say, "This is my boyfriend, Daniel. He works in accounting." I know, thrilling, right? At least he's consistent. Consistently boring. Everyone would laugh. I'd force a grin, but later, when it was just us, I'd tell her it stung. Her response was always the same. "Oh my God, you're so sensitive. Relax, it's just a joke. You've got to learn to laugh at yourself." But it didn't stop there. It got worse. At her friend's engagement party last month, she told the crowd, "Daniel wanted to wear his blue shirt, but I told him it makes him look like a Best Buy employee. He wore it anyway. Now watch, people are going to start asking him where the electronics aisle is." 60 people burst out laughing. And me? I just stood there with my drink in hand, pretending I didn't want to crawl into a hole. Later, in the car, I told her, "That was humiliating." She rolled her eyes. "Babe, you're being dramatic. That's what humor is. If you didn't take everything so personally, maybe you'd actually be fun at parties." That was the cycle. She'd embarrass me in public. I'd confront her in private. And she'd dismiss me as overly sensitive, boring, or dramatic. And every time, I'd cave and apologize for overreacting. Then the cycle would start again. 3 weeks ago, it happened at the worst possible place. My company dinner. My workplace. She leaned over with that fake sweet tone and said, "Daniel is adorable. He practiced his presentation for 3 whole days. 3 days for a 5-minute quarterly update. I told him no one cares about spreadsheets that much. But he just had to be prepared. He even made note cards. My boss was there. My team was there. They all gave those tight, awkward chuckles people give when they don't know if they're supposed to laugh or not. That night, I didn't argue. I didn't even bring it up. I just decided I was done. If making jokes at your partner's expense was just being fun, then fine, we were about to have a lot of fun. Update 1. I started small. The very next morning, she cooked breakfast. Scrambled eggs so rubbery they bounced. I smiled and said, "Wow, babe, these eggs are impressive. Did you try out for Wimbledon with these first? I mean, they're so springy I could bring them to work as stress balls." She froze. "That's mean." I grinned. "It's just a joke, Ness. Don't be so sensitive." She shot me a glare but didn't reply. That weekend, she had her girlfriends over for wine night. Vanessa started bragging about a new campaign at work, and I jumped in. "Oh yeah, the Instagram campaign. The one where she spent 3 weeks deciding between 2 shades of beige. Truly groundbreaking stuff. She's changing the world for beige enthusiasts everywhere." Her friends exchanged looks, uncomfortable. Vanessa's face flushed. "Daniel, that's my job you're mocking. And accounting's mine, but that's never stopped you. Come on, babe. Laugh at yourself a little." The next week, she nearly rear-ended someone while texting on the way to dinner. Later, at the restaurant with her parents, I casually dropped it into conversation. "Your daughter's driving is always an adventure. Today, she almost introduced us to the back bumper of the car ahead because she just had to reply to a meme. True multitasking, if nearly causing accidents counts as a skill." Her dad chuckled nervously. Her mom's face tightened with concern. Vanessa just sat there, stunned. She cornered me in the bathroom. "What the hell is wrong with you?" "Nothing's wrong. I'm just being funny. You know, having a personality. Being fun. All those things you say I should be." Her voice rose. "This isn't funny. It's cruel. Weird. Because when you do it, everyone calls it hilarious." And right then, I saw the realization flicker in her eyes. "This is about the company dinner. No, Ness. This is about 2 years of being your favorite punchline. She stormed out, and the rest of dinner was ice cold. Her parents tried to fill the silence while we barely spoke a word. Update 2. That night, she finally tried to talk. "You're being vindictive," she told me. "No, I'm being hilarious," I shot back. "You just don't have a sense of humor. This isn't the same thing." "Why not?" "Because when I do it, it actually hurts you. And when you do it, I'm just supposed to swallow it as love." She didn't have an answer. The following days were tense. She stopped joking at my expense, but she also stopped talking much at all. Then Friday rolled around, her company's cocktail party. She introduced me to her boss, Claudia, the woman she was desperate to impress. "This is Daniel," she said carefully. I smiled big. "Oh, Claudia. Ness mentions you constantly. She even does this hilarious impression of your morning meetings." "Show her, babe, do the thing where Claudia explains synergy." Vanessa went pale. "I don't. That's not." I clapped her on the back. "Don't be shy. The spot on." The voice, the hand gestures, had the whole apartment in stitches last Tuesday. Claudia's smile tightened, her eyes flickering with that polite but annoyed expression. "How interesting," she said flatly. Later that evening, one of Vanessa's coworkers complimented her dress, and I couldn't resist jumping in. "Oh, she should look great in it." She only spent 4 hours shopping for that one dress. 4 hours. I kept telling her, "Ness, it's not the Met Gala." But you know her, every event has to be treated like it's Fashion Week. The coworker gave an awkward little laugh. Vanessa mumbled something about the bathroom and slipped away. When she came back, her eyes were red. She leaned close and whispered, "Happy now?" I sipped my drink and smiled. "I'm having a fantastic time. This is what you always wanted, right? Me being fun at parties." The car ride home was dead silent, until she suddenly exploded. "You're ruining my reputation. The same way you trashed mine at my company dinner." I shot back. "That was different." "How? Because people know you're joking?" "Exactly." I shrugged. "Well, now they know I joke too. Congratulations, babe. You got what you asked for, a boyfriend who can give it back." "Fun." "Huh?" That's when she started crying. And not her usual crocodile tears she'd used to pivot an argument. These were real. I didn't realize." "Didn't realize what?" "That being mocked in public actually hurts? That being the constant punchline wears you down? That having your partner chip away at your dignity in front of people you respect feels like betrayal?" She sat quietly for a long moment before whispering, I thought you knew I didn't mean it." I stared at her. Maybe I knew, but everyone else sure didn't. To them, it just looked like you were constantly tearing me down for laughs. Update 3. You'd think that conversation would have been the turning point. But no, instead of reflecting, Vanessa went nuclear. She called her mom in tears, telling her I'd humiliated her in front of her boss. Not long after, my phone rang. Her mom. "Daniel, Vanessa is very upset. This isn't like you." "Actually, this is exactly like her. I'm just playing the same game she's been playing for 2 years. She says those were just little jokes. Would you think it was funny if your husband stood up in front of people and called you boring? Or mocked your job? Or trashed your sense of style?" Silence. Finally, she muttered, "Maybe you two should try counseling." And then her friend group piled on. I got a text from her best friend, Kayla. "Hey, Ness says you've been really mean lately. Is everything okay?" I typed back, "Everything's great. I just developed a sense of humor like Vanessa always wanted. Funny how she doesn't like it when the jokes go both ways." Kayla replied, "She's really hurt." I sent back, "Yeah, being the butt of the joke hurts. Who would have thought?" That's when Vanessa took it public. She posted this dramatic essay on social media about toxic relationships, how people change into someone unrecognizable, and about emotional manipulation. The comments came rolling in, full of sympathy and support, until I added my own. I wrote, "Interesting post from someone who spent 2 years telling entire rooms that I was boring. Remember the engagement party? The company dinner? Or that comedy night where you literally turned our relationship into a stand-up routine?" Within the hour, her post was gone. Deleted. But the real kicker came Saturday. She organized some sort of girls' intervention brunch and accidentally added me to the planning group chat. "Kayla, we need to help Ness deal with Daniel's emotional abuse. He's changed. It's scary." Her sister. Has he always been this vindictive? Vanessa. No. He used to be sweet, just boring and safe, you know? Now he's mean, boring, and safe. That's when it hit me. That was what she really thought of me all along. I screenshotted everything and sent it to her with one message. Now I get it. I wasn't your boyfriend. I was your entertainment. Update 4. Vanessa panicked when she realized I'd seen the group chat. That's not what I meant. Boring and safe? That's exactly what you meant. I meant reliable. Stable. No, you meant boring and safe. The guy you could clown on without consequences because I was too sensitive to fight back. She scrambled for damage control. Monday morning, she showed up at my office with lunch, trying to play sweet girlfriend. My coworker Oliver spotted her and chuckled. Oh hey, it's the comedian. Daniel told us about your routine at the company dinner, hilarious stuff about his note cards. Vanessa went red. I cut in. Just being hilarious, right? Oliver, did I tell you about her driving? Pure comedy gold. She turned and walked out without another word. That night, she doubled down on playing the victim. She had her mom call me. Again. You're being cruel to my daughter. I'm being exactly what she trained me to be. 2 wrongs don't make a right, Daniel. You're absolutely right. That's why I'm ending this. Tell Vanessa it's over. You're breaking up with her through me? No. I'll tell her myself. I just wanted to give you the courtesy since you're so involved in our relationship. When I got home, Vanessa was already in my apartment. She still had a key. Tissues were scattered around, and her laptop screen showed open apartment listings. You can't break up with me. We live together. No, Ness. You stay here most nights, but your name's not on the lease. You've got your own place. Your stuff's here, but this apartment isn't yours. I basically live here. Then you can basically move out. She changed tactics, her voice softer. I'll change. I'll stop making jokes. It's not about the jokes anymore, Ness. It's about the fact that you actually see me as boring and safe, just a placeholder, someone you could use as entertainment. That's not true. Your group chat says otherwise. She broke down into ugly sobs. You weren't supposed to see that. That doesn't make it better. That makes it worse. I love you. No. You love having a stable guy at home while you play the cool girl for everyone else. You love knowing I'm safe, that I won't leave no matter how badly you treat me. Please, Daniel, we can fix this. We can work through it. Work through what? 2 years of you humiliating me in public? Or the fact that the second I gave you a taste of your own medicine, you started playing the victim? She grabbed her phone like it was a lifeline. I'll delete everything. I'll apologize publicly. I shook my head. Apologize for what? For telling everyone I was emotionally abusive, or for finally admitting you think I'm boring? Final update. It's been 3 weeks since I ended it, and let me tell you, the fallout has been one hell of an education. Vanessa went through all the stages. Denial. She kept texting me like nothing had happened. Want to grab dinner? I miss you. This is silly. Just come over. Anger. You're a psychopath. I wasted 2 years on you. You manipulated me. I should have listened when people said you were too boring for me. Bargaining. What if I go to therapy? I'll apologize publicly. Can we start over? I'll never make fun of you again. Depression. She posted melodramatic quotes on Instagram. Sometimes the person you take a bullet for is the one behind the trigger. Cringe. Acceptance. Just kidding. She never made it that far. Instead, she tried to rewrite the entire story. She told anyone who would listen that I suddenly became abusive, and she barely escaped. She posted about surviving emotional manipulation and spotting red flags. The so-called red flags were almost comical in how specific they were. When they can't take a joke but make cruel ones. When they embarrass you in front of your boss. When they turn your friends against you. When they make you feel crazy for having feelings. She was literally describing herself. First, her friends bought it. Kayla even texted me, I hope you get help for your anger issues. I wrote back, the only thing I'm angry about is wasting 2 years with someone who thought I was a punchline. And then, as always, the truth started to leak out. Her coworker Ryan reached out. Hey man, I just want to say I get it. She used to roast you constantly at work events. The boring boyfriend bit got old fast. You just gave her a taste of her own medicine. He wasn't the only one. My buddy Jason's girlfriend told me Vanessa had tried to bond with her over difficult boyfriends. She shut it down. I told her, Vanessa, you literally spent an entire dinner party making fun of Daniel's hobbies. Remember when you called his gaming setup his Virgin Fortress in front of everyone? Oh yeah, I'd almost forgotten that little gem. The last time Vanessa reached out was yesterday. She emailed me this dramatic novel about how I'd broken her, how she couldn't trust anyone anymore, and how she was in therapy because of my psychological warfare. I replied, Vanessa, I treated you exactly how you treated me for 2 years. The only difference is you only had to endure it for 3 weeks. If 3 weeks of your own behavior broke you, imagine how I felt after 2 years. Don't contact me again. She forwarded that email to her friends as proof of my cruelty. This time Kayla actually called me. That email was harsh. Which part? The part where I pointed out the double standard, or the part where I asked her to leave me alone? You know what you did to her. Yeah, I mirrored her behavior, word for word. If it was wrong when I did it, then wasn't it wrong when she did it? There was a long pause. Then Kayla muttered, That's different, and hung up. Here's what I've learned. Some people genuinely believe they have the right to treat you like garbage and expect you to just smile through it. They'll call you sensitive, dramatic, or boring. Anything to avoid facing the fact that they're just mean. And the second you reflect their own behavior back at them, they'll scream abuse before you can even say double standard. Vanessa wanted a boyfriend who could take a joke. Well, she got one. Turns out, she was the one who couldn't handle it. My only regret? Not standing up for myself sooner. I wasted 2 years being someone's punchline, second-guessing my own feelings, letting her convince me cruelty was comedy and boundaries were weakness. Now, I'm seeing someone new. Her name's Lauren. She thinks I'm funny without needing to put me down. Imagine that, laughing with me instead of at me. Last week at a party, someone asked how we met. Lauren smiled and said, Dating app. His profile said he's an accountant who games and makes spreadsheets for fun. I thought, finally, someone honest. Her friend laughed. Spreadsheets for fun? Lauren squeezed my hand. Right? How refreshingly weird. I love it. No punchline. No mockery. Just real affection for who I am. Vanessa couldn't resist one last jab, though. She texted me from a friend's phone. Saw you with someone new. Guess you moved on quick for a guy who claimed to love me. She looks boring too. Perfect match. I didn't bother replying. Lauren saw it and raised an eyebrow. Is that the ex who thought roasting you was a personality trait? Yeah, I said. Sad. Isn't it? Imagine being so insecure you need to tear down your own partner for laughs. Lauren nodded. Exactly. Oh, and the cherry on top? Vanessa's rebound boyfriend dumped her after 3 months because, and you can't make this up, she wouldn't stop making jokes about him in public. And surprise, surprise, he couldn't take a joke. Sometimes karma doesn't need any help. It just takes its sweet time.